specialize in more music.
It just helps me to relax.
Songs to help you relax and feel good. Jamestown 107.
There will be more of the music that helps you relax and feel good later. But right now, it's time for Jamestown Jimmie's football on the voice of the Jimmies, Jamestown
good. Yeah. Clarity stepped out. I think Clarity stepped out on that. Good? Yeah. Okay. You know if there's any extra batteries on the sideline yet? I bet you they're in the bag. The bag? Yeah, the last time I had 2 batteries, they both ran out at like halftime. If you need me, I can do what we did last game, and I can run the coaches off and grab some more batteries. Alright, sounds good. Thank you.
Dakota State and the University of James Anderson. That comes up in 30 seconds on Jam and FM.
Probably than you
had to be, he's kind of gotten thrown into the fire, had to grow up a lot faster than he wanted, than we wanted him to, but he's done a good job of responding. But we also feel that for the next few years, we're going to have arguably 2 of the best quarterbacks in the conference on our team, just with the playing experience that he's going to get, with Trey Heddick being as good as he is. Football high IQ guys, and they do a great job of distributing the ball. AJ's going through his growing pains right now this year, like Trey had to last year. He got thrown into the fire early, but it'll benefit us in the future. We're just hoping that it doesn't hurt us in the present too.
UJ, the opponent today, last time you saw them was before they made the changes to their offense. Are those changes palpable in your preparation? Can you see changes since they made the switch with the offensive coordinator?
I think that they've done a good job of adjusting. Having that offensive coordinator situation happen, I suppose, on the way home from our last game. I'd imagine they waited till they got home, but I'd imagine the decision was made on the way home. But, it's just tough. I guess it can be tough and it can be beneficial at the same time. So it's hard to say because I'm not in that office or in that locker room, but I have seen the changes that you're talking about, and I think they're smart changes. I mean, I don't want to downgrade anybody on the Jamestown team, but I think basically what I'm getting at is I think they're playing to the strengths of the offense that they actually have on the team now, which is a lot smarter.
When we continue, David Burrell sits down with Jimmie's head coach Brian Mistro in 30 seconds on Jam and FM 103.1 Country and Jamestown 107.1, the voice of the Jimmies.
Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at TRAP. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today. In Jamestown on the S&P Health Ave Maria pregame show, Jamestown and Dakota State this afternoon. Our pregame visit with head coach Brian Mistro of the University of Jamestown Jimmies. Seems like we have the same conversation every week, but I know because you're sincere about this. You are, because you have so much respect for the talent this team has. I know you are genuinely puzzled that you're still a winless football team.
Yeah, it's, you get sick and tired of saying the same thing, right? But I think, you still have to hold true to your core values and your beliefs. And I truly believe that our players, are great kids and talented individuals. But together as a team, we're not playing complementary football, and we've lost some belief in ourselves. And when you see that, and you see, guys not making plays that they normally make, or, being out of positions that they're normally in, it does get frustrating as a coach, but what do? I mean, you can sit there and complain about it, or you could create, a space for them to be successful in. And that's what we try to do every week so far as we keep building onto this and the losing streak and 0-6 and all the things that everybody else can talk about. What we focus on is ourselves and getting better every day. And if we can continue to strive to get better every day, when the lights turn on, it looks as though that seems to be what the issue's been, because our practices we've been good. But when all of a sudden the lights turn on, the whistle blows, our hair's on fire. And so it's one of those things where we have to figure out a way to not let the highs get too high and the lows get too low, because, we have guys on our team that can make plays, and they're not making them. So how do you manufacture situations for them to be more successful? And that's what we're trying to do as a coaching staff.
All right, starting today, it's the second time through the league. What sort of difference does that make in getting to see everybody in the league again?
Well, I've never had to experience this, so it's kind of a... are they going to be the same? Are they going to try to put something different on film? Are they going to give you some gadget that you didn't see the first week? I think they're, you are who you are. The big difference that we have with this week is, we prepared for a quarterback that ended up getting injured in our game, and so now they've had a different quarterback. So some things have changed, offensively for them, but defensively they're stout and they're making plays and they're creating turnovers, and they're confident in what they do. And so we don't expect too much of a change, but we also expect offensively to be a different challenge than it was last time.
And one guy on offense that you're starting to depend on, and for good reason, that's Zach Hammett. He's come up with 2 straight good games running the ball for you, and he's been through quite a bit, so I know this is satisfying not only for you but for him.
Yeah, he got dinged up early in the year, and obviously when you have a guy that hasn't, Zach's got some talent, so does Carlos too, and the ability to have 2 running backs that I think can make plays. It's just a matter of creating balance so that they're not just triggering on, okay, well, we're running the ball every play. I think we got into a little bit of that. I wanted to create a mentality last week of we're going to run the rock, guys, and stay on schedule, and we didn't stay on schedule, and they did. And so it's just a matter of, I'm happy for them, but we do have to be more balanced in the things that we do offensively, and Zach knows that too.
And only one more bus trip next week, so you've got 3 of the last 4 at home. That can't do anything but help, right?
Right. It's weird to be on the road. I kind of was looking at it from my wife and I were talking about it, and we've had 1 home game the first, if you count the bye weeks, the first 8 weeks of the season. It's like, holy cow, guys. And so, you get into this with a 4 o'clock kick. It's a little bit different. It changes some of the schedules, but it's good to sleep in your own bed on Friday, and it's good to sleep in your own bed on Saturday and not have to travel on a bus very far.
Well, let's see if it can work into something good for you. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Absolutely. Go Jimmies.
Next on the S&P Health Ave Maria pregame, the starting lineups in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country, 103.1 FM, and Jamestown, 107.1.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different, you bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmie's from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Dakota State, University of Jamestown on a very nice fall afternoon in eastern North Dakota. Glad you're with us on Jam and Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1. Well, let's bring you this afternoon's starting lineups, and they are brought to you by Pit Stop Express Loop. Glad to have them as part of Jimmie and Blue Jay Sports. John Grant finished last Saturday's game for Jamestown at VCSU as the quarterback, and today he's back in the starting role. Grant, who started earlier this season, has 643 yards, just 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions. Zach Hammett does draw the start, as he did last week as the running back. 85 yards, just a little short of his career high against VCU last week, now at 151 with 2 touchdowns. Carlos Julian, of course, will see some time. He has 153 yards. The starting receivers, Ethan Hoffman, the redshirt freshman from Flandreau, South Dakota, with 15 catches. Dawson Schmidt, who hasn't made a catch in 2 games, the redshirt junior from Watertown, South Dakota, he has 10 catches. And Isaiah Roebuck, the 5'11 senior from Marana, Arizona, 11 catches, but they'll run a lot of receivers in. Colton Schumacher, Cody Pelleton, Erastus Ancino, and Gage Solano. Caleb Powell starts at tight end, as he has for a couple of games. The senior from Murrieta, California, and he is a very good pass-catching tight end with 7. On Jamestown's offensive line, they're back to healthy. On the left side, the redshirt junior, 255 from Monticello, Minnesota, Gus Hangsleven. Back at left guard is Brady Hoff, the 330-pound senior from Fallbrook, California. The center is the Matt Sperlin, the 260-pound redshirt freshman from Surprise, Arizona. The right guard is the 280-pound sophomore from Denver, Thomas Pittenger. And the right tackle is the veteran, the 290-pound senior from Williston, Cole Mack. For Dakota State defensively, Caleb Dwyer, who had that big blocked extra point in the game in Madison against Jamestown, the 240-pound junior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Jack Hemmen is the nose tackle. He's from Elkton, South Dakota, big 280-pound sophomore. Brooks Jansen is on the other end, 260-pound junior from Emory, South Dakota. Linebackers, Chris Gipi-Papala, the senior from Wayne, Michigan. Taryn Sir, the junior from Burke, South Dakota. Colin Brueggemann, the 200-pound senior from Pierre, South Dakota. And Gabe Chambliss, the junior from Pasadena, Texas. In the secondary, the safety Jay Skogerbo, the 5th-year senior from New Prague, Minnesota, and Caden Eng. What about the day he had in the game in Madison? The junior from Castlewood, South Dakota, had the fumble return that really helped turn things in the Trojans' favor for a touchdown. And then, remember when Jamestown was trying to tie the game with the extra point earlier in the 4th quarter, it was blocked by Dwyer, and Eng ran it back 97 yards for a 2-point conversion. The corners, Blake Duran, the senior from Firestone, Colorado, and the junior, Devion Moses, and what a day he had in the first meeting. He's from Pearland, Texas. He had a 60-yard touchdown interception return to seal the game late in that game in Madison, his 2nd interception that day. Well, we referred to A.J. Donovan. Of course, he has been the starter now for the last 3 for DSU after Trey Hennick went down with his injury and is done for the year. Donovan, 606 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 9 interceptions, including the 5 last week for the freshman from La Crescent, Minnesota. Tice Ortman is the starting running back, the senior from Canastota, South Dakota, 556 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. They've made a few changes in their receivers. Austin Lake still plays, but a freshman, Jovi Wolf, listed as the starter of the H-back. He's from Wentworth, South Dakota. Malik Ford, who has 15 catches, 4 for touchdowns. The ex-receiver, junior from Tampa, Florida, the University of Louisville, and Florida Community Christian College transfer. And Tyson Grindy now at the Z receiver, the redshirt freshman from Spring Grove, Minnesota, with 12 catches. And the tight end is the redshirt freshman Eddie Merrill III from Holland, Ohio. Offensive line, on the left side tackle, 305-pound junior Tyler Jetland from Emory, South Dakota. At the guard, Joseph Taylor, 285-pound senior from Sacramento, California. The center is Joshua Schaefer. He's a junior from Arvada, Colorado. The right guard, 290-pound junior Jack O'Neill from South Jordan, Utah. and the right tackle, 330-pound sophomore Yuzio Ruiz from Loveland, Colorado. Jamestown's defense on their front three, the ends are Daniel Erlinson, the senior from Breckenridge, Minnesota, and Tyler Dean, the junior from Watertown, South Dakota. The nose tackle, Ty Mansfield, the sophomore from Elk River, Minnesota. Experienced group of good linebackers. David Diaz Jr., the fifth-year senior from Windermere, Florida. Jed Rance, the leading tackler, tied for the leading tackler in the conference. The fifth-year senior from Arroyo Grande, California. Mason Parker, the redshirt junior from Mesa, Arizona. And Ezra Bellingary, the fifth-year senior from Sparks, Nevada. The safeties are Kyle Williams, the redshirt junior from Aurora, Colorado, and Parker Chafee, the redshirt senior from Phelan, California. And the corners, senior Ray Benners from Huntington, West Virginia, and the sophomore Spencer Russell from Phoenix, Arizona. The S&P Health Ave Maria pregame. Coming up, it's Jamestown and Dakota State from Charlotte and Gordon Hanson Stadium in Jamestown, North Dakota. Back with the action in 2 minutes on Jammin' Country, FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Sign-on bonuses, $10,000 for full-time RNs or LPNs working PM or NOC shifts, and $10,000 for full-time NOC weekend package positions, and $5,000 for part-time PM shifts. Also offering $5,000 for full-time CNAs working PM shifts or weekend package, day PM or NOC shifts. Dietary positions available also. Apply at smphealth.org/Ave Maria. Where do you find the friendliest staff, largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But what if you can't go to the store? Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at GoHugos.com. Choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace online shopping at GoHugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional eye care centers, clearly the best.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Dakota State, University of Jamestown, and NSAA football this afternoon. Coin toss is about to happen, but BJ thinks there's a little bit of time here for some of your keys to the game.
Well, first off, the Jamestown defense, the one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that they pitched a shutout in Madison. So I'm interested to see what adjustments the Dakota State offense makes to attack the Jamestown defense, because they were really good in that game. And then secondly, Jamestown's sick and tired of feeling this way, right? Well, the way to not feel this way anymore is have something positive happen early. And I'm going to give you exactly what I think that positive should be. How about getting Dawson Schmidt and Isaiah Roebuck involved early in a football game? We have not seen that for quite some time.
It's the most unusual thing to see Dawson Schmidt go back-to-back games without a catch. He'd had a 19-game catch streak before that. And Isaiah Roebuck hasn't made many catches lately. He didn't play at all in the first half last week at Valley City State. So that would be helpful for Jamestown, and I think it would be helpful for Dakota State. Have A.J. Donovan settle down early. That got to be tough going against a very good defense last week, and that pick 6 that we referred to late in the half really turned the game in Dakota State's favor. Let's see if we can pick up Trojans and the It's about to happen down on the field. The referee's mic is not operating at the moment, but he is conducting the coin toss and saying that Jamestown has won the toss, and they've decided to, as usual, defer the option to the second half. So it will be Dakota State with the football first, so A.J. Donovan will have the chance to kind of get himself settled in.
Have we seen this very much? UJ getting the ball out of half? I don't feel like we have.
We're going to today, apparently.
Yeah, how about that?
Kickoff's just ahead, but first, let's pause briefly for station identification.
Your home for UJ Jimmie. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Thank you for joining us, whether you're listening around Jamestown or in Madison. KJM is website, newsdakota.com. Remember, you can watch this game, too, at the Jimmie Athletics YouTube page.
Pretty good night last night for the Madison Bulldogs, huh?
Certainly was. 38-16, beating the Seahawks in Canton. And remember, folks in Madison, I think you know this, but I'll remind you, it's a Thursday night game to end the regular season against Milbank. 6:40 on Thursday evening on Jam & Country FM 103.1. So we're ready, and we hope you enjoy the action from Jamestown. Onan Peterson, a junior from Andover, Minnesota, is set to kick off for Jamestown. And the deep men for DSU, Jaquan Connors, the senior from St. Louis, Missouri, and Joby Wolf, the freshman from Wentworth, South Dakota. Jamestown in mainly black. They have orange numerals and letters in white trim. Oh, aren't these sharp uniforms? And Dakota State with their white tops, blue numerals, blue pants, blue helmets, and Jamestown's helmets are orange. From left to right, Onan Peterson ready to kick, and we're underway on this Saturday afternoon in Jamestown, and from the 11-yard line, this is Jaquan Connors to the 20-25, but he stopped near the 28-yard line as the coverage was pretty good there by Jamestown, and Dakota State will try to get things going on offense with the freshman quarterback, A.J. Donovan.
And mentally, I mean, you mentioned how he's going to adjust to this defense. Mentally, he's got to adjust to throwing 5 picks in a game. That's not comfortable for a senior, much less a freshman.
Tyson Grindy and Malik Ford are both wide to the left. That's the wide side. Dakota State from the right hash at their 28, 1st and 10, moving from right to left. I'll tell you about the weather specifically in a moment. Donovan under some pressure. Throws on the left side, caught, but only for about 3 to the tight end, Eddie Merrill III. He's to his 31-yard line, but that's about all. And Josiah Polita, who's getting the start in the day in the middle of that defensive front for Jamestown, was in on the play.
That is a massive human being. My goodness, is Eddie Merrill a big boy.
Yeah. 6'3", 265. He's just recently moved into that starting spot at tight end for the Trojans, who have 3 to the right here. They gave him 4. 2nd down and 6 DSU from their 32. Man in motion is 4. Pitch comes to the left to Tice Ortman, and Ortman makes it to his 35 before there was very good pursuit from behind to bring him down by strong safety of Jamestown Parker Chafee, but it's 3rd and short.
And he did a nice job of shutting the block to get to the tackle, because it was a good block on the outside by H-back Austin Lake. I thought he did a good job, but a better job by Chafee.
Dakota State is 39% on 3rd down this season, and they're 3rd down and 3 here from their 35-yard line. Wing to the left, receiver each way. Now they send both Eddie Merrill III and Gus Sanford. They have 2 tight ends then in there and to the right. Tyson Grindy comes in motion to the left, and Donovan's back to throw from his 27. Throws to the right. It's nearly intercepted. That was nearly a big pick by Ray Benners, who was cheating up from his cornerback spot.
That would have been a pick 6, too, because there was nothing but green turf in front of him. Oh, my goodness. But you know what? This is a good start. A 3-and-out defensively. Look, Dakota State's offense isn't going to come in here with a lot of confidence because of what the Jimmies did to him the first game.
Tice Ortman has averaged 38.4 yards on 30 punts this season. Isaiah Roebuck stands back at his 27-yard line. Minute and a half into the game, no score on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Again, they use that interesting formation with sending some linemen wide. A line drive kick's going to take a good roll, and Roebuck is back to his 23 to take it, left to his 25, out of bounds in front of the Dakota State bench at his 26. So it'll be Jamestown's first possession with 13:15 left in the first quarter and no score. And that is a 42-yard punt for Ty Sortman.
And Isaiah has to field that because it was a low-line drive. If he doesn't field it, I think Dakota State may have pinned UJ quite deep in their own end.
The return was to his 28, and Jamestown's from there 1st and 10. And John Grant is back as the Jamestown starting quarterback. Nick Martinez got banged up in the first half against Valley City State on the road last week. And in motion to the right, Grant with a throw to the right, and it is dropped at his 35. Wide open was the tight end, Caleb Powell, and he just dropped it.
Good coverage, I guess, by Colin Bergman. Hey, it's just a drop. Bergman was in that area in their zone defense, and it was just dropped. Now, I do think it's interesting this game, David. Grant did play the first time against Dakota State. So does he see tendencies pre-snap? Can he read this defense a little bit?
Pretty good wind out of the northeast at 16, 63 degrees. 2nd down and 10. Jamestown from their 28, 3 receivers to the right, and Grant hands off, and Zach Hammett trying to cut the corner around right down outside the numbers 30, 35, 40, and down near his 42-yard line, and cut down there by Caden Eng, the strong safety, but it's a first down for Jamestown.
Outstanding block on the edge by Colton Schumacher. That brings him to that first down. Outstanding block on the edge.
Hammett was just 3 yards short of his career high last week. Had 85 yards rushing in the 38-7 loss for Jamestown at Valley City State. Eng, boy, we told you what he did, and you remember, you folks in Madison certainly, and you folks in Jamestown too, in the game down there. 1st and 10, Jamestown from their 42. 3, 2 to snap. 1, they do snap it in time, and they hand off to Hammett at left guard, 45-yard line, and down near his 48-yard line. Terrence Sir, the junior linebacker, made the stop, but the time Jamestown took before snapping the ball right there.
And then the offensive line just pushed people backwards. Now, that's something we did not see at all last week against a team that couldn't stop the run in Valley City State. Jamestown lost the line of scrimmage consistently. On that play, they got a great push up front for Zach.
Well, Dakota State, we saw when Jamestown was there, they were really doing the job with their front, especially early, and they did still 2 against Mayville State. Dickinson State was just too tough. 2nd down and 5, Jamestown from their 47. Snaps to Grant from his 40. Throws to the right side, incomplete. Knocked away from Dawson Schmidt. Nice play by Devion Moses. The Jimmies have seen enough of him this year. He's a very good cornerback.
I like the play call. Here's why. It's 2nd down and 5? That tells me that Coach Mistro early in this game feels that his offensive line can go get him a few yards on this 3rd down.
And they do still need 5. 3rd and 5 from their 47-yard line. Colton Schumacher wide to the right for Jamestown, and 3 receivers under the left. 11:36 left in the scoreless first quarter in the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Now it's an empty set. 5 receivers. Throw to the right. This is caught by Schumacher. Forward progress to the 47-yard line before he's thrown back by Terrence Sir. The 47-yard line of Dakota State. That means a Jamestown first down.
Really confident-looking throw against this zone on 3rd and 5. They used the motion, not necessarily to throw it to Zach Hammett, but to read how the defense would react, and they threw it right to the open spot of the zone.
Again, a 3 receiver set to the left for Jamestown. That's the wide side. They line up with the right hash from left to right. And they're 1st and 10 at Dakota State's 46. 4 minutes into the first quarter. John Grant from New Cheyenne, North Dakota. Hands off to Zach Hammett. Cuts up to the 45, and our halftime guest is all the way down to the 40-yard line of Dakota State before being stopped by Terrence Sir.
The way that he just sort of slid into that small crease between left tackle and left guard to get those 6 yards, really impressive by Zach Hammett.
The junior from Mojave Valley, Arizona, who has 2 touchdowns this season, had the Jimmie's only touchdown last week, now 7 in his career. Second down and 4 for Jamestown at the Dakota State 40. With 10-17 in the first and no score. 3 receivers to the right this time. Graham with a handoff to Hammond up the middle. Big room, 35-yard line, 33-yard line of Dakota State, and brought down there. And that was Colin Brueggemann, who, with an ankle tackle, prevented a really big gain for Hammond, but it's a Jamestown first down. That's 8 yards.
Look at the way this offensive line is pushing the Trojans backwards right now. I mean, this is as good an opening drive as there has been all season by Jamestown.
Yes, indeed.
Now you just have to finish it with points.
The stack of 2 receivers each way for Jamestown at the Dakota State 32, first and 10. Left hash, wide side right. Grant and the hand to Hammond again. Why not? Oh, that hole is closed up that time. Brooks Jansen led the charge, and we'll see how much forward progress he is given, but it's not much. It's going to be, well, they gave him a yard, the 32, or no gain, I should say, to the 32 at DSU.
So we did some research this week, as we do, and UJ has led for less than 1 game this season. 53 minutes is how much they have led. Wouldn't it be nice to jump out in front early?
2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. The time of possession number that's almost hard to believe. Second down and 10 for Jamestown at the DSU 32. Hoffman's in motion. Snap back to John Grant. Throw down the middle and not able to hang on. And because he was really covered pretty well. Terrence Sir had the coverage there, and the pass fell incomplete to Erastus Encina.
So 3rd down and 10. And to your point about the time of possession, this possession is 6 minutes, 14 seconds old. This is something we do not see in first quarters.
That's about a quarter of Jamestown's average time of possession for the year. It's only 24 minutes and 39 seconds, and here is a flag down. What do we have here? An illegal substitution. Referee's mic is not working, but it is an illegal substitution against Jamestown. It's going to knock him back.
That not only makes it 3rd and 15, David, that probably knocks you out of field goal range at the moment.
Because it's back at the 37-yard line of Dakota State.
They do have the wind, but I don't think you would be kicking it from here.
I wouldn't think so either. That's not really in Peterson's range. Dawson Schmidt is wide to the left and 3 to the right for black and orange clad Jamestown. On 3rd and 15 now to the Dakota State 37. Maybe an untimely penalty, we'll see. Graham with 4 to the right. Throws to the right. Catch is made, 35-yard line to Austin Stalin, and only made it back to the original line of scrimmage. The 32 chased down well by Terrence Sir. Now Jamestown has a decision to make at the DSU 32 on 4th down.
Doesn't look like much of a decision at all. Looks like Coach Mistro is calling an offensive play, although he is getting Zach Hammond back in there.
But they need 10 yards, and Zach's good, but 10 yards is not an easy thing to get if you want to keep the football on the ground. 8-13 first quarter. No score on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. And now Brian Mistro and the Jimmies are going to talk about this. It's a Hillerud construction timeout. We'll take it 2. No score. Dakota State at Jamestown with 8:10 left in the opening quarter, and we'll return in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country, FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Looking for one of the best ATVs on the planet? Then check out Honda 4Trax Foreman. There are 3 models to choose from, and they all offer strong swing-arm rear suspension that is perfect for hard work or towing. They all feature strong front and rear racks, plus a handy utility box for storage. So head to Gun and Reel Sports at 1st Street West, downtown Jamestown, and check out the new Honda Foreman. For riders 16 and older, Honda recommends all ATV riders take training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
Jamestown has not scored on opening drive this year, and it's going to be still a challenge for them to do so here because they're 4th and 10 at Dakota State's 32. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. John Grant standing at the DSU 37. Ready for the snap? Takes it. Here comes some pressure. Throw down the middle, overthrew Ethan Hoffman at around the 23-yard line of Dakota State. And DSU will have the football on downs.
That was a perfectly timed blitz. I mean, you put 0 coverage out there, you bring everybody, and John just didn't have the time to throw it, and so a 6-minute, 53-second opening possession goes for naught.
And Dakota State will take over at their 32, 1st and 10, from right to left. Sprint turf at Raleigh-Greeno Field, Charlotte and Gordon Hansen Stadium in Jamestown at the bottom of the black and orange U. Snap is to A.J. Donovan. The hand to Tice Ortman up the middle, 35. Has some room, and he is thrown forward to his 40, but that was a good game. 8 yards before Jet Rance, the leading tackler in the NSAA, made the hit.
Shouldn't say 6-minute drive. Dakota State had the ball at the beginning of the ball game, but UJ still a good drive and no points off of it. That's disappointing.
But it was 5:08. 2nd down and 2 for Dakota State from their 40. 3 receivers to the right and a triangle. Now a man in motion. That is Malik Ford. But the hands to Tice Ortman around right in 45. Midfield, Jamestown 46. 1st down, Kyle Williams, the safety, had to come up to make the stop. But Ortman, a good running back from Canastota, South Dakota, got ahead of steam and gave Dakota State a 1st down. Their first.
He really hit that hole hard. I mean, he accelerated right through there and no problem until he got to the 2nd level. I mean, there was nobody there on the outside.
Maddox Keeney, Malik Ford are wide to the left for Dakota State. Trojans are 1st and 10 at Jamestown's 46. No score, 7 minutes left in the 1st quarter, and we're glad to have you with us. Donovan in the shotgun, and A.J. is taking the snap, stands at his 46. Screen on the left side, caught, and down to the 45-yard line. Tyson Grindy of Jamestown, Ezra Bellingary right in to stop him. Good play by Ezra in the open field, held him to a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it's just that crossing route against the zone, and the zone is to play at 8 yards, so Ezra comes up to make the play after that real short gain.
Jaquan Connors and Tyson Grindy are wide to the right. In fact, there's 3 to the right for Dakota State on 2nd and 8 at Jamestown's 44-yard line. Tice Ortman beside A.J. Donovan in the backfield. Looks at a 5-man front. Fakes to Ortman. Throws to Grindy. It is dropped at the 47-yard line. Would have been for a loss anyway, but Grindy could not hang on because Kyle Williams was coming up to smack him.
Kyle Williams read that play from the word go, and now here you go again. Jamestown with a 3rd down defensively. And I like this. This is 3rd and 8. I think the first one was 3rd and 9. I mean, they're doing a good job of winning 1st and 2nd down early in the game.
Well, that's what a Jamestown fan would say, that they like that. 3rd and 8 at Jamestown's 44. 3 receivers to the right again. Eddie Merrill, the 3rd on a wing to the right. He's the tight end. Here comes Donovan. Pressure a little bit, but he's protected well and out of the hands of Ortman as they were going for a running back screen at the 43-yard line of Jamestown.
That is such a good play by Ortman because he bobbles it, knows there's 3 UJ defenders around him, and he bats the ball to the ground. That is such a heads-up play by Ortman. Wow.
We bring up Tom Jackson. What do? Knock it down.
That's right. Now if we could only teach pros to do that on Hail Marys.
Yeah, no kid. Right. Ortman stays out there to punt, his 2nd punt. And Isaiah Roebuck stands back at his 10. Field position may not be so great here for Jamestown, and a fair catch is taken as running up on it is Roebuck. And Jamestown will start at their 15-yard line with 6:05 left in the 1st quarter, and there's no score on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard in Jamestown.
I think what you're seeing is A.J. Donovan trying to get used to what this defense is doing for the Jimmies right now. Remember, there were 2 quarterbacks that played in the first meeting. Donovan was neither of them, and right now he's just trying to gain knowledge. I'm sure as this game goes deeper and deeper, he'll get more aggressive.
It was Heddick. That was the game where Trey got hurt, and then Joey Cole took over, and he struggled too, but DSU still won. 1st and 10 Jamestown from their 15. John Grand with Carlos Julian with him in the backfield. He takes the handoff. 15, 20, right side, 30. He's outside the numbers at the 40. He's at midfield. He's to the DSU 40, and then he's forced out of bounds near the 32. A huge run. Devion Moses finally brought him in, but that's all the way to the 32-yard line of Dakota State.
53 yards for Julian, easily a season best.
And Julian takes it again around right end. 25-yard line and forced out of bounds at Dakota State's 25 or 4 by Terrence Sir, and yeah, easily the best running play that Jamestown's had all year, and Carlos Julian gives it to him. They'll give him 8 on that play.
And David, 2 straight plays. Started inside, get to the outside. I think that is a strategy today.
Julian, of course, if you can't see him, you can't catch him, and sometimes you can't see him at 5'5" and 160. 3 receivers to the left for Jamestown and 1 to the right. Second down and a couple needed here at Dakota State's 25. Grand handoff. Zach Hammett's in there now, and he cuts up inside the 20 and down to the 17, and Jamestown moves the sticks again. He's brought down there by Rashad DeBose, the freshman from Columbus, Ohio. He's down to the 16, in fact.
Well, here you go. They are in the red zone. If there is one game that highlights their problems in the red zone this year for UJ, it is the first Dakota State game.
Certainly was. They did score once in the red zone in that game, but you know what happened after that. Yeah, the Jimmies are only 7 of 12 in the red zone, and 12 red zone chances is not a lot in 6 games. 1st and 10 at Dakota State 16. Man in motion, and the hand to the 15, 14-yard line. Gavin Bloomdahl is in there, the redshirt junior from Hermantown, Minnesota. And he is off right guard for a gain of 3 to the Dakota State, or 2 to the Dakota State 14. It'll be 2nd down and 8. So we've seen Hammett, we have seen Julian, and now we've seen Gavin Bloomdahl already. Gage Solano wide to the left. Erastus Ancino a slot to the 2 receivers to the right, 2. And those are Isaiah Roebuck and Cody Pelleton. 2nd down and 8 at the 14-yard line of Dakota State. And a pass to Roebuck, tries to cut up on a slant move. He is near the 10-yard line before being brought down by Davion Moses.
So what they do on that play, they bring Pelleton in motion to get players out of there, and then they throw a screen to Isaiah Roebuck, creating a 3rd and short. And I mean, this is a really interesting call, because how aggressive would Brian Mistro get on a 4th down? We don't know.
Jimmies are 1 of 2 on 3rd down today. Solano, Pelleton, Roebuck all wide to the left. 3rd down and 4, Jamestown at Dakota State's 10 at 2:55 and a scoreless first quarter. Jamestown trying to change that. Grand throws left. Pelleton the catch. He's to the 5. Tackle broken. Dives for the pylon. Not quite there, but it's going to be 1st and goal. Jace Skogerbo lost his helmet as he made the hit, but Jamestown's on the doorstep.
Everything to the perimeter works, and this is something we have not seen a whole lot from Jamestown, but everything to the perimeter has worked so far.
The knee down when the ball was at the 2, so that's where Jamestown sets up 2 yards from trying to take the lead late in the first quarter. 1st and goal, Dakota State's 2 for Jamestown. Grand's under center this time, and he's pushed ahead into the end zone, it appears, although there's no signal yet. Now there is. Touchdown, Jamestown. John Grand has his first rushing touchdown of this season. He had 2 a year ago, and Jamestown takes the lead.
Only the 3rd time this year the Jimmies have taken the lead in the game.
In 6 games plus 1, plus a first quarter. That's remarkable. Place kicker is Onan Peterson, just 4 of 8 on extra points. Gage Solano the holder, Austin Stalin the deep snapper. Snap good, the hold good. The kick is good. Jamestown has an 85-yard scoring drive to take the lead. Let's take a break. 2:13 remains in the first quarter in Jamestown. And it's Jamestown 7, Dakota State nothing. Back in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country, FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Johnny B's Brick House, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777.
7 plays, 86 yards, 3:52 off the first quarter clock, a 2-yard touchdown run from John Grant. And how about this, David? Before the end of the first quarter today, the Jimmies have 126 yards of offense.
For the season, they average 256, so they're about halfway to that. Onan Peterson ready to kick for Jamestown. Jovi Wolf and Jaquan Connors wait for Dakota State, but this one's going to take a left turn and go out of bounds. Not what Onan Peterson and the Jimmies wanted there, so Dakota State, if they choose, can take it up at their 35-yard line, and that's what they're going to do. And again, it's not at least hurtful at the moment for Jamestown, but so often after something good has happened, something not so good has happened.
And that's something that Coach Mistro talked to us about last week, is the kids have begun having the stock come in their heads. No matter how good it's going, something's going to screw it up. And so they hope that that's not the case on this drive.
Dakota State with their third possession. 2:13 in the first quarter, down 7-0 to Jamestown. 1st and 10 from their 35 with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, and a wing to the left. Man in motion, and the snap's way behind the freshman quarterback, Donovan, and it's picked up by Jamestown and run in. Touchdown! Ezra Bellingary picked up a loose ball that was way behind A.J. Donovan, and Bellingary runs it in for his first career touchdown.
Remember that key to the game at the beginning? Jamestown needs something good to happen. Something good just happened.
Joshua Schaefer, the center, with a snap that was way wide of A.J. Donovan, and Ezra Bellingary just ran for it. Extra point, another one quickly. It's good by Onan Peterson. 2:05 left in the first quarter. Jamestown has scored 2 touchdowns in 8 seconds, and they lead Dakota State 14-0. Back in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country, FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Building a business requires strength, courage, and a solid reputation. So, when you're ready to build a building to house your business or remodel your existing business, you want the same qualities in your commercial construction contractor. And that's where Hillerud Construction comes in. Trusted, experienced builders who specialize in commercial building construction. Their experience saves you time, stress, and money. So visit HillerudConstruction.com and let's get building.
25-yard return of the fumble by Ezra Bellingary, and this matches the Jimmy's largest lead of the season. They lead Dakota State 14-0.
Well, that 14-point lead also happened against Mayville on the home field before the Comets came back. Now, Onan Peterson busy lately. This kicks better, straight ahead, and backs Connors, and then he stumbled at the 6. Didn't his knee come down? Apparently not. He runs right to the 10, but he only made it back to the 12. As Gate Crick led the pursuit on special teams for now what's a pretty fired up Jamestown team.
And if you are Dakota State, you are the team that needs to settle this down a little bit right now, because it is snowballing. 2 touchdowns in 8 seconds is not something that happens often.
Well, A.J. Donovan's just got to make sure he's got it right with Joshua Schaefer, because that snap that led to Bellingary's touchdown run was high, wide, and not very handsome from Dakota State's point of view. And they're backed up to their 12 here, 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. A.J. Donovan hands off around left end to the 15 and down to the 20 and 21. That's Preston Iverson, the sophomore from Hot Springs, South Dakota. And Xander Jarosh made the stop for Jamestown, but that's a good start to Dakota State's drive. Preston Iverson with a 9-yard gain.
Jarosh has been in the last couple of possessions. I don't know if that's because something happened to Spencer Russell or if that is a tactical switch.
Yep. Russell standing up on the sideline. He's all right. 2nd down and 1 Dakota State from their 21 with 1:22 in the quarter. Another handoff to Iverson. Breaks a tackle, 25-yard line. That's enough for a Dakota State first down as it was Mason Parker in on the play for the Jimmies.
Good hard run by Preston Iverson.
We saw him for 7 carries in the game in Madison against Jamestown for 22 yards. Austin Lake, Malik Ford are way out wide to the right. The wide side is to the right. 1st and 10, Dakota State from their 25. Tyson Grindy's to the left, also on a wing left. Now Grindy is sent in motion from left to right. And to Iverson, 25-yard line at left guard. A couple, but that's about all as 4 Jimmies came in. First of those was Tyler Dean, the Watertown, South Dakota junior.
I like that Dakota State is not abandoning the run. How many times have we seen college football games? You fall behind by 2 scores, all of a sudden, the next thing you know, in the box score, it's 60 passes, not this team.
The next snap will be in the second quarter. What a start for Jamestown, trying to break an 11-game losing streak. They scored 2 touchdowns in 8 seconds, and at the end of 1 quarter in the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard, it's Jamestown 14, Dakota State nothing. Back with the second quarter in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country, FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Looking for a roofing company that truly knows your town? Choose Vetter Construction. Unlike those big-name competitors using our city's name, we're your community experts right here working for you. From repairs to full replacement, our trusted team delivers quality and care that you can trust. For a roof that stands strong, call Vetter Construction today. 320-1990. 320-1990.
Great first quarter for Jamestown, not so much for Dakota State. Total yards, David, 131-12.
Wow.
Yeah.
In Jamestown's favor and with a 14-0 lead in their favor as the second quarter begins. Gain was 3, second down and 7 for Dakota State from their 28 now from left to right. And again, they go to Preston Iverson, 30-35, all the way down to his 38 or 9, and that is another good run for Preston, and that is a first down for Dakota State. Just their 3rd. Jed Rance was in on the play, but Iverson is starting this drive well for the Trojans.
Let's see what this looks like now with Dakota State going with the wind from left to right now across your radio dial and internet stream.
And remember, you can watch it, too, at the Jimmie Athletics YouTube page. Glad to have you with us in either of the Dakotas today, or I should say both of the Dakotas. 1st and 10 from their 34 for Dakota State. And the handoff, Iverson, is met by about 4 Jimmies from the 39 to the 40, I should say. Mason Parker was first, but that was only 1 yard.
Got listener at least one in Pennsylvania, too.
Well, we've got listeners all over the place.
They like us, David.
They really like us. Thank you, Sally. Second down and 9, Dakota State from their 40. Austin Lake and Malik Ford are wide to the right. Got to entertain him, folks. Another handoff to Iverson, right guard, looks for a hole and kind of finds it himself as he's down to his 44-yard line and made 4 yards out of not much. David Diaz Jr. hit it.
So here's a 3rd down. I think this is really important for the Trojans not to have to just punt the ball back to the Jimmies right now, because the momentum is obviously right now on the sideline of the black and orange.
All right, Coach, what do you do? Keep it? Iverson's run well. You keep it with him?
You either give to Iverson, or I think you run some sort of a slant pattern in the middle of the field.
Well, forget that, because Iverson's a little bit wide here, and it's an empty backfield with A.J. Donovan. 3rd and 5 from their 44. Now they send Iverson in motion. Donovan's back to throw. Protection's good, going long down the middle for Grindy, but out of his reach, and it's intercepted by Jamestown. Tanner Chafee has his 2nd interception of the year. It's another one for Donovan after the 5 last week. And Jamestown takes over with a 2-score lead deep in their own end.
Not a lot of options there for Donovan, but he throws into double coverage. Chafee was there, so was Ray Benners. And this becomes a super, super important possession in this football game.
That is 10 interceptions now for A.J. Donovan. As we mentioned, 6 last week in that, or 5 to let the home loss to Dickinson State for the Trojans a week ago. Jamestown up 14-0. It's been a long time since they've won. Middle of last season, but there's a lot of this game to go yet. John Grant sends a man in motion and hands off at right guard down to the 13-yard line for about 3. Cole Paulson made the stop on Zach Hammett.
And I do think that what Jamestown wants to do here is continue to go from inside out, right? We've seen the perimeter game work because you've been winning the line of scrimmage and been able to run between the tackles.
Isaiah Roebuck, Gage Solano are receivers to the left for Jamestown. A little closer to the right hash. 2nd and 7 from their 13 with 12:16.5. It is to Grant on the snap. Left side, Roebuck with the catch and the spin. 20, left sideline 30. 40-yard line of Jamestown and forced out of bounds. Forced out by Caden Eng, but Isaiah Roebuck turned what looked like a little 5 or 6 yard slant into a 32-yard gain, 31-yard gain.
I like this. They're going fast right here.
1st and 10 from their 44. 2 receivers to the right. Hammett looks for room at right guard, 45, 46, but not much more as several Trojans were there. Cole Paulson again, the sophomore from Pipestone, Minnesota, was in on that. And that held him to a gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8. Hammett, 85 yards for him a week ago, and Zach's up to 37 yards rushing. Of course, Carlos Julian with that 154-yard run has 62 yards rushing for Jamestown. The Jimmies are 2nd and 8 from their 46 from right to left. The snap is back to Grant. He's looking in the left flat, and the catch is made by Isaiah Roebuck. 50, 45 at Dakota State, and down at the 42. Well, Colin Brueggemann's not happy with himself because he let Roebuck, he felt, get away for an extra 3 or 4 yards.
There's where you see sort of the lower body strength of Isaiah Roebuck to not go down and even keep his balance for a couple yards. That's pretty impressive.
And to break away from a strong dude like Brueggemann, yeah, that takes some work. 3 receivers to the right for Jamestown on 1st and 10 at the Dakota State 42. 14-0 Jamestown leading over Dakota State. 10:39 in the first half on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. And the hand is to Hammett. Cuts it up to the 40-yard line of Dakota State. Held it to a gain of a couple of yards. Brooks Jansen, the junior from Emory, South Dakota, and that outstanding Bridgewater Emory program stopped him. It's only 1. Although it's been a little bit of a drop-off for Bridgewater Emory, as you folks around Madison know, but they'll be back soon. They always are.
They are, certainly.
2nd down and 9, Jamestown, Dakota State's 41. The Jimmies have taken advantage of one turnover, trying to take advantage of another. They're up 14-0. Gage Solano is in motion from left to right, and it's to Solano, and he wants to throw. Long down the right side for Roebuck, but it's intercepted by Blake Duran. His 2nd of the year for the senior from Firestone, Colorado, in the 7th of his career. A good idea, but Solano just overthrew Roebuck by a bit, and the Jimmies have turned it over.
I think you and I, David, knew eventually we were going to see that play because we see it at least 10 snaps at practice when we were out here watching Jamestown practice. We knew that was going to come at some point. And give credit to the young man, Durant. That is not something that's on film from previous games for Jamestown, but he was not fooled.
And he jumped right in front of Roebuck. It was a very good play. So Dakota State starts from their 10, 1st and 10, down 14. And they hand it off. It's Tice Ortman back in there off a tackle, 15, and a good run for Tice. He's all the way down near his 18 or 19-yard line. They'll say the knees down at the 17, but that's still 7 yards, and you'll take that on 1st down any day of the week.
Looks like Jamestown has 1 extra man in the box. Well, now they don't because it's a little bit more spread out, but on that last play, they certainly did.
2nd and 3 for Dakota State from their 17. Bellingary with a run blitz look. They run it on the left side, again to Ortman, and spins off 1 tackle and across the 20, and that's going to be enough for a Dakota State 1st down.
Important
maybe not to get a touchdown here for Dakota State, but important to flip the field position, make things happen offensively here, and get A.J. Donovan a little bit of confidence. I can't imagine how much confidence he has lost these last 2 weeks throwing 7 interceptions.
Oh, I know it. But he has Dakota State 1st and 10 from their 22. And he's back to throw here with, on the right flat, the catch made by Grindy with a good outstretched catch across the 30. He's going to be close to that first down. Ezra Bellingary forced him out of bounds near the Dakota State 31. They're going to be a yard short. Nope, they're going to, they're going to move the chains. Yeah, they had the marker in the wrong place for a moment. I was sure he made the 32, and he did.
A final score in the other game in the NSAA today, Dickinson State 49, Mayville State 14.
Well, that answered my question, didn't it? 1st and 10, Dakota State from their 32. A.J. Donovan, here's a blitz look by Jamestown, and they run up the middle with Ortman and held him to a couple. Damian Otero was showing blitz there, and that helped really end up stopping that play after only a yard gain.
File that under, or file this under, oh, you don't say, but that pretty much means Dickinson's going to win the league.
Pretty much, again. Be 10 in a row. Yeah, the question I had, can Mayville State show that they belong? Well, they didn't today. That's where Jamestown goes next week, is Mayville. 2nd and 9 from their 33. Donovan with a little sling pass and caught it as 35 and down to the 37 by Gus Sanford. Stopped by Damian Otero. That was a Patrick Mahomes type of pass.
It was. He went sidearm from a different arm angle. 3rd down, big play, I think, for Dakota State.
Yes.
You don't want to just punt it back right here to Jamestown.
Yeah, they haven't converted yet. They're 0 for 3. Getting players in the right spot. They still have 12 to snap. Nearing 7 minutes left in the first half. 14-0 Jamestown on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. It's an empty set with extra tight ends. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Donovan, I don't think they snapped it in time. They got away with it, though. Donovan from his 30 throws long to the right side and over through Lake. And it's incomplete anyway, but that ball was snapped when there was 0 on the play clock.
Yeah, I'm with you, David. I was watching that quite closely, and I was surprised they let it go. Of course, Coach Mistro won't have any qualms about it. He's just fine with them letting that play go.
So another punt for Tice Ortman. This is going to be his 4th already. And Dakota State's offense is stuck in the mud again against Jamestown. But it worked so well in the first 4 games, as we mentioned. Their first 4-0 start since 1992. And Ortman kick, a little pressure. Isaiah Roebuck waits on it back at his 20-yard line. And trying to spin out of a tackle, but cannot do it. And he's down right there. That was a good play by Michael Foster. He's a junior from Orlando, Florida. Good special teams play there. No gain on the return, and Jamestown will start from their 20.
So if you were wondering if Jamestown is feeling just a little bit of confidence, Isaiah Roebuck tried a spin move out of that tackle to try and get free. I think they're feeling as confident as they have this year.
It was Foster who grabbed him right in the middle of that spin move. 1st and 10, Jamestown from their 20, up 14-0 over Dakota State with 6:36 left of the first half. Jamestown, mainly in black and orange, moving from right to left. Man in motion is Schumacher. Throw on the left side is caught by the tight end Caleb Powell up to his 24-yard line. After Jay Skogerbo stopped him, it's at the 23 for 3.
Just a nice little quick hitter there. We've seen that a lot against the Jimmie's defense this year. We have not seen so much of it from the UJ offense, but 3 yards, no problem there, I guess.
2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. The wide sides to the right for Jamestown. 2nd and 7 from their 23. They're at the left hash, and they hand it to Zach Hammond around right end 25 and just barrels his way forward down to the 26. Terrence Sir stopped him, but that good balance of Zach Hammond helped him to a 3-yard gain there.
How about the first half that Sir is having? My goodness, he's been everywhere.
Well, in fact, Mr. Sir has already been credited with 7 tackles, 6 solo.
Goodness gracious.
James, a heck of a game.
Well, yeah. And he's done this in a little over a quarter and a half. Third down, 4th or 26 for Jamestown. A throw left by Grant. Catch is made to the 27, 28, 29, but it's going to be a little bit short of the first down to Ethan Hoffman because Trey Ortman, Tice's older brother, made a good play there and left him a yard short. Jamestown's going to bring out the punting unit. Gabe Chambliss was also there. Brooks Butt has taken over and has been a pretty effective punter for Jamestown. 37.5 yards a kick. 8 inside the 20. He kicked a 53-yarder in Madison. Joby Wolf is standing back at his 40. Little pressure. The Gunners take care of it. Line drive kick. Fair catch is taken by Joby Wolf. That is 42. And Dakota State will take over from there after a 38-yard punt. 4:38 in the first half on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Jamestown leading Dakota State at Hanson Stadium in Jamestown 14-0.
Interested in any NSIC scores?
Sure.
Augustana beat Winona State 31-0. Wayne State beat UMary 30-0. Sioux Falls with the upset of Duluth 24-21 at home.
For you listeners in Madison, we always talk about the NSIC because that, of course, is where Jamestown is going next year, NCAA Division II. 1st and 10, Dakota State from their 42. Trying to get the ball moving, down 14-0. Freshman quarterback A.J. Donovan's back to throw. Protection good for him. It is lobbed down the middle and caught at the Jamestown 40-yard line. A nice catch by Maddox Keeney, the sophomore from Freeman Academy. Stopped by Kyle Williams, but his 9th catch of the year is a good one for 18 yards.
He was supposed to go deeper on that route, and he stopped because he saw the hole in the zone defense. That's outstanding football IQ for a freshman quarterback.
That'll help Donovan's demeanor a little bit, you can imagine. 1st and 10, Dakota State at the Jamestown 40-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They hand it to Ortman, 37, 36-yard line before a couple of Jimmies are waiting there for Tice. Mason Parker in on the play. Stay tuned for the RM Stout halftime report. It's not too far away. We'll look back at the first half. You'll hear from Zach Hammocks, and BJ will have an interview on the field as well. 2nd down and 6 for Dakota State at the Jamestown 36. There's 3:35 left in the first half with Jamestown leading Dakota State 14-0. Wing right and 2 receivers right for the Trojans. Snap to Donovan at the Jamestown 44. Good protection again. Throw is off the hands of Lake and incomplete, and 2 Jimmies were there with a chance for an interception because Austin Lake could not hang on. Jed Rance nearly came down with that.
A.J. Donovan has thrown 1 interception. He could be having a lot worse day than he is. Jamestown has gotten their hands on about 5 A.J. Donovan passes in this first half.
Well, Lake didn't help him out there because that ball was more than catchable. 3rd down and 6, Dakota State at the Jamestown 36. They're trying again on 3rd down with their 0 for 4. 3 receivers right. Donovan, again the protection good. Lake's open this time, caught into the 10. 5, touchdown Dakota State. Austin Lake, the senior from T, has his 3rd touchdown of the year. He's the leader in yards receiving for the Trojans, and he was wide open, and Dakota State's back in the game.
They played a cover 2, and he sat right behind the linebackers and right in between the safeties. That's the whole of the cover 2, and yeah, that was a perfect throw.
36-yard play. Carson Sauceda, the junior kicker from Georgetown, Texas, is 16 of 17 this year. Lake's the holder. Braxton Locker is the snapper. Snap good, the hold good. The kick is good, and Dakota State's on the board. Boy, did the Trojans need that. 3:15 left in the first half in Jamestown. And it's now Dakota State trailing Jamestown 14-7. And we're back in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
drive summary for Dakota State. It was a good one. 4 plays to go 58 yards, a minute 23 seconds on the clock. The final play, the A.J. Donovan 40-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Austin Lake right down the middle.
And Carson Sauceda still out there to kick, and he just boomed it. It landed beyond the end line. Sauceda, the young man from Georgetown, Texas, the transfer from Bethel College, will force Jamestown to start at their 25 with 3:15 to go in the first half, up 14-7 over Dakota State.
So there's 2 high schools in Georgetown, as you and I know.
Yes.
Do you know what Georgetown Eastview is most famous for?
Georgetown East, no.
So it happened 10 years ago, a couple weeks ago, and I'll talk about it after first down.
Which is for Jamestown at their 25. John Gran has been pretty effective today. Of course, he's handed ball to people running well, and that's gone well. And they hand off to Carlos Julian. Left end, they call 30, 35, 40. Midfield, Carlos is on the run again. 40, 30, and out of bounds as his angle was cut off by Caden Eng. He's already had a 54-yard run. Now Carlos Julian has a 49-yard run. Maybe not. There's a flag down. It may be coming back. In fact, Jamestown's walking back. So never mind.
And that's a bummer because I was about to ask the trivia question. When is the last time Jamestown had a 100-yard rusher?
It would have been for Julian, but instead a We'll set up first and long. And we say it so often, it's only going to be 10 yards on the stat sheet, but it's actually 50 yards of field position lost.
It's actually going to still be a 4-yard gain. It's going to be first down and 6. How do you like first down and 6, David? Because the hold was downfield on a wide receiver.
All right, let's get that marker in the right place. There we go. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but it still would have been inside the 40 of Dakota State. 3:06 left in the first half. Jamestown 14, Dakota State 7. As both teams trying to stop losing streaks on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Dakota State, after winning their first 4, lost their last 2. Jamestown trying to break an 11-game losing streak going back to last season. First and 6 is BJ set for Jamestown from their 29-yard line. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Ran back to throw. Why not on first and 6? And it's too wide for Julian, who came out of the backfield and was wide to the left, and it's incomplete.
All right, so Georgetown Eastview, you probably don't even know this.
I'm sure I don't.
But what they are known for is the meme that you always see online of the kids saying they had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
Is from Georgetown Eastview.
Okay. But, of course, Sauceda went to Georgetown High.
That's right.
Second down and 6 for Jamestown from their 29. That's just north of Austin, in case you don't know. 2:44 in the half. 2 receivers right, but Grant's throwing to the left, and there's nobody there. I guess the intended receiver was Isaiah Roebuck, but he was blocking downfield. There wasn't a Jimmie within 15 yards of where that ball landed.
You know, I don't want to be that guy. But technically, that could be intentional grounding. That's how far wide of everything it was.
You're not going to lie, right?
I'm not going to lie.
Well, third down for Jamestown, and they've been good on the down. Where they struggled this year, only 31% coming in, but they're 2 of 4 today. Oh, they're saying, shut up, Burl. 3 receivers right. It's 3rd and 6 from their 29. Snap to Grant, a throw to the right, and it's incomplete and nearly intercepted. First by Mike Foster, who jumped the route, and then nearly by Trey Ortman.
That was extremely close, and that, too, if he catches it, especially Ortman. That's a touchdown if he catches it.
He was wide open, or would have been, down the left side. Punt formation for Jamestown and Brooks Butt. And Joby Wolf is standing at his 45. DSU's field position should be good here, 2:36 in the half. Snap is back to Butt. Here comes some pressure, and he just got it away. And it's going to end up in Jamestown territory at the 49. 7-yard line. Justin Holm, the redshirt freshman from Earlham, Iowa, was very, very close to blocking that punt. It's only 20 yards.
David, tell me if this looks familiar. Jamestown has dominated a first half at home, and yet Dakota State with a chance to tie the game before halftime.
Yes, it looks familiar. 1st and 10, Dakota State at Jamestown's 48. A rough start for the Trojans, but a chance to tie the game before halftime. They have all their timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. Donovan with a throw on the left side. Grindy makes the catch, 45. Cuts right to the Jamestown 40 and is out of bounds near the 35-yard line to stop that clock. It's at the 36 with 2:22 left in the half, a gain of 12.
Got a great block from Tice Ortman as he just cut off the linebacker and got, a few extra yards for his wide receiver.
You gonna be all right over there?
I think so.
I know you will. 1st and 10, Dakota State at the Jamestown 36. Throw to the right. This is Ortman out of the backfield with the catch this time, and he's inside the 30 down to the 27. Diaz Jr. Stopped him.
So now it's just quick. Yeah, Ortman's coming up a little gimpy. He got taken down rather awkwardly on the Jamestown sideline.
Well, Preston Iverson, who's already shown some good things, is coming in. And the clock runs down to 2 minutes, so we have the 2-minute timeout brought to you by Hillerud Construction, and we'll take a break. Jamestown 14, Dakota State 7 in Jamestown with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Back in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country, FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Quick Lane Jamestown is looking to add to their dynamic team of auto maintenance technicians. Business continues to grow, and they need to expand their staff. Are you a mechanical soul who would like to work in a modern, clean, and busy shop? Light-duty work includes oil changes, tire rotates, vehicle inspections, maintenance and upkeep, and more. While working alongside an experienced team, and did we mention you get to work in an air-conditioned and heated shop? Competitive wages and benefits offered. Apply online through Facebook or stoutcars.com. Call 701-252-2270 or simply stop by. Claim your career today at RM Stout.
The gain was 9 for Tice Ortman, so it's 2nd down and a yard for Dakota State at Jamestown's 27. 14-7 Jamestown with 2 minutes left in the first half. Jamestown scored twice in 8 seconds late in the first quarter, but Dakota State scored on their last drive, and they're driving again. Snap back to A.J. Donovan, the freshman quarterback. Looks for a cutting Grindy on the left side. Caught it to the 25, but then he is chased down back by Ezra Bellengary. How much forward progress will they give him? Enough for the first down. And they will give him the forward progress to the 25-yard line of Jamestown. DSU has all 3 of their timeouts. 14-7 Jamestown, 1:40 in the half on the Gunner Sports scoreboard. 1st and 10 Dakota State, Jamestown's 25. Donovan, pocket breaks down, throws to the right, overthrew Lake at the 13-yard line, covered by Bellengary, but the coverage overall, really the best Jamestown's had today.
It certainly was, especially deep on Jaquan Connors. They had Kyle Williams out there with him and just totally took him away. He ran a corner route right to the front pylon of the end zone, but he wasn't available.
Temperature in the low 60s, a very nice late afternoon here in Jamestown. Dakota State trying to rally. They have a little already. The 2nd down and 10 at Jamestown's 25. Snap back to Donovan. In some trouble. Now he throws left, and he overthrew Grindy, who was open at the 16-yard line of Jamestown. The pocket broke down, but Donovan did well on his feet right there.
He did. I do wonder if Donovan could have run for about 6 or 8 yards there, because there was nothing really out there defensively to deal with it. Instead, 3rd and 10. Now, keep in mind they have the wind, and as we just saw, Sauceda can kick the heck out of the ball.
He did on that kickoff. Dakota State, their first 3rd down conversion was their touchdown. They're 1 of 5. They're 3rd and 10 at Jamestown's 25. You hear the crowd here. Left hash wide side right. Donovan, pocket breaks down again. So scrambles to the left. Now he does run and is out of bounds at the 25-yard line, back of the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he did run there, but he didn't have anywhere to go.
And so here comes that field goal unit. And a chance, David, to be down by 4, despite what I think Dakota State would say was a disastrous first quarter.
But the second quarter's been much better. The holder is Austin Lake for Carson Sauceda, who's 5 of 9 as a Trojan. 32-yard lines where they put in a 42-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick is on the way, plenty of distance, and it's right down the middle. Carson Sauceda with a 42-yard field goal brings Dakota State closer. 1:13 left in the first half in Jamestown, with Jamestown now leading Dakota State 14-10 on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
At Essentia Health, we know that together we can live healthier. We also know that the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones is to get vaccinated. That's why Essentia Health encourages everyone to get a flu shot this fall. Flu season usually starts in October and can last until May, so it's important to get vaccinated early. Vaccines are covered by most insurances and are available for people 6 months of age and older. Schedule your flu shot online today at essentiahealth.org/flu or call your local Essentia Health clinic or pharmacy to learn more.
Six plays, 24 yards, and a 42-yard field goal by the outstanding kicker Carson Sauceda. All of a sudden, David, 14-10.
After it was 14-0 Jamestown in front. Now Sauceda will kick it again. He boomed the last one out of the end zone, and he does with this one too. Wow, Jamestown will start at their 25. We're near the top of the hour, so let's pause briefly right here for station identification.
Your home for UJ Jimmie, AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296HH Jamestown.
Jamestown, BJ will start from their 25.
Interesting that all 24 points have been scored with the wind.
Yeah. About 16 miles an hour out of the northeast when this game began, and looks like that's about still what it is. Jamestown from their 25, now only up 4. First and 10, 1:13 in the half. Hand off Zach Hammond, round right end, 26, but no more than that. Oh, nice pursuit by Dakota State.
They're going to take a timeout because why not? You've got the wind at your back.
And they have all three of them to use. A Hillerud construction timeout. We'll leave it here with 1:08 left in the half, and Jamestown leading Dakota State by a score of 14-10. Yeah, see if you can get the football back. And this is looking too much for Jamestown. Where the other time they had a 14-point lead was on this field this season against Mayville State. But the Comets came back with a 20-point second quarter, had a 20-14 halftime lead, and went on to win.
And really, for the Jimmies, I don't think you can just come out and run it 2 more times because Dakota State's going to call their timeouts. They have a great kicker, so the fact of the matter is if they're inside the 40, they're probably in range with this much wind. I mean, his season long is 52 against Dakota Wesleyan in the big rivalry season opener. And we saw that kick on film the first time these two teams played. It would have been good from 55.
So let's see what Jamestown does here on 2nd and 9 from their 26. They have 2 receivers to the left. They line up at the right hash. So the left side is the wide side. Gage Solano's in the slot. John Grand, the junior quarterback. They hand it off to Hammett, and he bangs to the 30 and down to the 32-yard line. And Dakota State's going to call another Hillerud construction timeout with 1:03 left in the first half. 14-10 Jamestown on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. We'll keep it here again. But that was a better run for Zach Hammond, 6 yards.
It was, and it makes it where 3rd and 3 is doable. The playbook is probably a little more open. You can go back to that sort of spread look, have Hammond come in jet motion and give it to him, something like that. If you're Dakota State, I think you still play the run because I don't think that John Grant's going to throw it here. Mainly because if you get the stop, Jamestown would want Dakota State to burn their final timeout, I would have thought.
Jamestown, 196 yards of offense to this moment, 137 for Dakota State, but 122 yards rushing. The Jimmies are 83rd in the country among the 97 NAIA programs and only 88 yards rushing a game, and they've already amassed more than that. Let's see what they do here on 3rd down and 3 from their 32-yard line. Nate Burke is wide to the left and Gage Solano to the right. John Gran in the pistol with Zach Hammett in the backfield. Do they stay on the ground here? They do with Hammett up the middle. 35-36. That's a first down. So now the timeouts don't matter as long as Jamestown holds on to the football.
And now the question is, if you are Jamestown, do you get a little aggressive here? Into the wind. Don't really know what Peterson's range is. He hit from 32 at Chadron, but into a win today, I don't know what his range would be, but do you get aggressive? Early returns say no because they're taking quite a bit of time to get to the line of scrimmage.
Remember that Jamestown will receive the second half kickoff, too. They're 1st and 10 from their 36. Clock runs 34 seconds in the half. They let it run all the way as far as they could. And they hand it off around the left side to his 33-yard line. Sir made the stop there on Hammett. Now Dakota State can't stop the clock. And the Jimmies do not have to snap the ball again. They will take the lead into the halftime break.
Only the second time this year they have had a halftime lead. The other time was at Chadron State in the second game of the year. And that was a game where, surprise, surprise, they had a fumble return for a touchdown.
Yeah, then won by Parker Chafee. Ezra Bellingary had the one today, one of 2 touchdowns for Jamestown in an 8-second span in the first quarter. But Dakota State coming back with a much better second quarter, and the Trojans are right in this game. But we're at the half at Sherwin-Gordon Hansen Stadium in Jamestown, and on the Gun & Reel Sports Scoreboard at halftime, it's the Jamestown Jimmies 14, the Dakota State Trojans 10. Coming up, it's the RM Stout halftime report. We'll have it for you in 2 minutes on Jammin' Country, 103.1 FM, and Jamestown 107.1.
The Frontier Fort invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s fort. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Now hiring a full-time or part-time cook. Call 252-7492. The Frontier Fort, on the road to the Buffalo, Jamestown.
It's Zach here from Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center with exciting news that we are now open in our brand new location at 805 5th Avenue Northeast in Jamestown. That's right, we have a brand new space to help you out with your neck, back, hip, knee, shoulder pain, and so much more. It's the same great Apex you've loved, now with an incredible new space. If you haven't tried Apex, you really need to come see us. Give us a call today to come see us at 701-952-2739.
Hey, this is Sean from the Jamestown Country Club. Thank you for a great season and the largest turnout ever for the FCCU Labor Day Classic. Congratulations to our champion, Brian Meyer. With that said, the Country Club is still open and enjoyable for great fall golf. Come out and enjoy a nice round of golf and a cool beverage before the season ends. And it's never too early to think about next year's season. The Country Club is offering memberships already. Be one of the first 75 people to sign up for next year and you'll receive 5 free guest passes.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at dakotacentral.com.
It's halftime in Jamestown, North Dakota at Raleigh-Greeno Field at Charlotte and Gordon Hansen Stadium, and on the Gun & Reel Sports Scoreboard, it's a halftime lead for the Jamestown Jimmies, trying to stop that long losing streak as they lead the Dakota State Trojans, who are trying to stop their 2-game losing streak. It is 14-10, and this is the RM Stout halftime report. RM Stout is your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer in Jamestown. Back with B.J. Walters, I'm David Burrow. Glad to have you with us on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 in Madison, and of course on the voice of the Jimmies, Jamestown 107.1. Let's take a look at what happened in the first half. It was scoreless until late in the first quarter. Jamestown put together an 86-yard drive, and the seventh play of it was a 2-yard touchdown run by cornerback John Grant, his third career rushing touchdown in his first this year. And it was 7-0 Jamestown. Well, then Dakota State started in their own territory, and a little bit of a mishap. A snap by center Joshua Schaefer went way wide of A.J. Donovan, and Ezra Bellingary was able to run it in for the score. And Jamestown had 2 touchdowns in 8 seconds. And with 2:05 left in the first quarter, Jamestown had a 14-0 lead, and that was the score at the end of 1. Well, they went with the win for those scores. Dakota State with the win in the second quarter, and it was much better second quarter for them. They hadn't converted a 3rd down in 4 tries until A.J. Donovan hit Austin Lake, the H-back, with a 36-yard touchdown pass with 3:15 left in the half. And the Trojans had cut Jamestown's lead to 14-7. And then after a punt, the Trojans drove again, and it ended up in a 42-yard field goal by their good kicker, Carson Sauceda, with 1:13 left in the half. Jamestown was able to get a first down and run out the rest of the clock, and it is 14-10. Jamestown leading Dakota State at the half. Here's how the numbers look. Jamestown has 203 yards of offense. Dakota State 152. The Jimmies have 1 more first down than the Trojans, 10-9. But Jamestown's running game has done the job so far. 129 yards rushing, 74 passing for Jamestown, 54 yards rushing for Dakota State, and 98 yards passing. Jamestown 3 of 6 on 3rd down. Dakota State 1 of 6. Well, we told you about the time of possession number that has not been good for Jamestown all year. They had the ball 15 minutes and 58 seconds in the first half, 14:02 for Dakota State. For Jamestown, John Grant, 8 of 15 passing, 74 yards, 3 catches for 48 yards for Isaiah Roebuck to lead the Jamestown receivers. 1 catch each for Cody Pelleson, Colton Schumacher, Austin Stallet, Ethan Hoffman, and Caleb Powell. But yeah, that running game did it. Carlos Julian, including a 54-yard run, 2 carries for 62 yards in the first half. Zach Hammond, 13 for 55. For A.J. Donovan, yeah, another interception, but otherwise not bad for the freshman quarterback for DSU. 9 of 17, 98 yards in the first half. Tyson Grindy had 3 catches, Gus Sanford 2, Austin Lake 1 for the touchdown, Maddox Keeney 1, Ty Sortman 1, and Eddie Merrill III with 1. Ty Sortman 8 catches, 8 rushes for 53 yards, and Preston Iverson 5 runs for 21 yards. And defensively, wow, Terran Sir, 9 tackles in that first half. He's had 29 for the year, which, in 6 games, that's about 5 a game. That's not bad. Hit 9 in the first half, including 8 solo to lead Dakota State. Mason Parker led Jamestown with 4. So we've got a pretty good football game here after 30 minutes.
Yeah, it really is. If you're Jamestown, you're a little worried because that momentum that you had in the first quarter kind of faded away in the second quarter. And if you're Dakota State, you're looking at this as an opportunity because the first quarter could not have gone much worse than it did. I mean, there was a couple dropped interceptions. Maybe it could have gone a little worse. Not that much worse. And yet here you are down by 4. Jimmie's got the ball to start the second half. I am very interested to hear how this wind is actually playing. I'm going to ask Coach Mistro about that because it seems like it's having a massive impact on this football game, not just the points. I'm thinking back to the second quarter. John Grant hardly threw the ball into the wind in the second quarter. So I do wonder how it's playing down there.
If you know this stadium, you know it is in a bowl, about a little over 200 feet below ground level. But, some days the wind can still make an effect. Usually it's not as windy on this field as it is, as the flag may show. But apparently it is today, so we'll find out. This is the Armstown Halftime Report at Hanson Stadium in Jamestown, with Jamestown leading Dakota State of the half 14-10. And next you'll hear from the running back who's making his mark for the Jimmies in the last couple of weeks, Zach Hammett. We'll do that when we return in 2 minutes on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Need some custom screen-printed t-shirts? Lots of t-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Original!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmie apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's Originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
Well, all the summer vacation driving is over, and now it's time for school activities driving. Have you looked at your tires? How many miles are on them? How's that tread? The wear? Are they cupping? Bring your vehicle to Mike and the crew at Pit Stop Express Lube. Have them take a look. As a locally owned shop, they care more about you and your family's safety than that sale, so they'll recommend the best fit for your needs. Stop into Pit Stop Express Lube at 117 4th Street Northwest, Jamestown, or call 952-7867. That's 952-7867.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Lincoln, and Wishick, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
The game's up for grabs at the half in Jamestown. Jamestown Jimmie's leading the Dakota Street Trojans by a score of 14-10 on the RM Stout halftime report. Glad you're with us across the Dakotas this afternoon. He's had another good start today, and Zach Hammond, and he's done this before for the Jimmies. He's come up with a good rushing yardage. As you're going to hear, he's not a man of a whole lot of words. He lets his play on the field do most of the talking, but he did talk earlier this week with B.J. Walters.
Zach, last couple games pretty good for you, especially individually. How do you feel right now? Is this the best you felt this season?
I guess you could say that. I've been doing a lot of rehab for personal self and trying to get as best as I can, like as ready as I can each game.
One of the things that really stood out to us last week is your running style. It's very much a come make contact or I'm going to make contact with you. Is that something you learn or is that something you've always had?
I feel like I've always had it ever since I've been playing running back. I mean, it's just in my blood. If I see someone running at me, I'm not gonna juke them if I don't have to.
Is running back the only position that you've played, or have you in the past made the move to the position?
It's the only position I've played, and it's been in the family for, let's say, 3 generations now.
So are there a lot of comparisons between the 3 generations, seeing who's got the best numbers, best stats, things of that nature?
I couldn't tell you that. I mean, I just know that I have uncles and stuff like that played running back, and I look up to them, so try to fulfill the legacy and keep it going.
So how did you land in Jamestown? What was your recruiting like?
Recruiting was pretty crazy for me, since out of 4 brothers, I'm the only one to go out to college and try. But, you know, what stuck out to me was just Mistro. I mean, I'm sure a lot of guys say that, but he's a really good recruiter, and he just gives you love all the time, and he reaches out and asks about your family. He knows everything about you, and it's just, that's what I wanted coming out to a college, especially as a young kid. Like, you want a homey feel, and this is definitely a place for a homey feel.
What are your goals for the rest of this season?
Just be more of a team player, keep my guys up. I mean, season's not going the best right now, but trying to keep everybody up, pick them up. I mean, even the coaching staff, I'm sure it's hard on them too, and just trying to go out there and have fun. You know, you're not going to ever do this for your whole life. I mean, you got to have fun when you can.
Well, Zach, congratulations on a great season to this point and continued success.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Another young man from Arizona. Of course, there is the pipeline with Brian Mistro having done a lot of his growing up in Arizona. But Hammett from Mojave Valley, as we mentioned, with another good start today and a busy first half for him. 13 carries, 55 yards. Jamestown had a 14-0 lead. Dakota State came back with a good second quarter, and they're right in this ball game. Remember that Jamestown will receive the second half kickoff. It's the Armstown halftime report, and Jamestown leads Dakota State at Hanson Stadium in Jamestown at the half, 14-10. BJ will have an interview on the field, and we'll look at some scores next, too, when we return in 2 minutes on Jammin' Country, FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1. Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at TRAP. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different, you bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmie's from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Sign-on bonuses, $10,000 for full-time RNs or LPNs working PM or NOC shifts, and $10,000 for full-time NOC weekend package positions, and $5,000 for part-time PM shifts. Also offering $5,000 for full-time CNAs working PM shifts or weekend package, day PM or NOC shifts. Dietary positions available also. Apply at smphhealth.org/Ave Maria. Where do you find the friendliest staff, largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But what if you can't go to the store? Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at GoHugos.com. Choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace online shopping at GoHugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Second half just ahead here in Jamestown. Jamestown Jimmies are leading the Dakota State Trojans by a score of 14-10. Hey, let's head down to the field now. Here's B.J. Walters with Jamestown head coach Brian Mistro.
Coach, all 24 points with the win. Do you make anything of it?
You know, I hadn't thought about it until you just said it, but it makes sense. It's a factor. The sun's a little bit of a factor when the ball's in the air. So, no, it's something that we got to be cognizant of. But ultimately, we still have to run our stuff.
129 yards rushing so far, and a lot of it on the exterior, on the boundary. What have you liked?
Well, you know, if they're plugging it up and they bounce it outside, and our wide receivers are doing an amazing job blocking, those big plays are going to happen. And so if we keep grinding, those things are going to pop. We know that.
Coach, good luck second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, David.
Thank you, BJ. And Brian Mistro brought up a good point there. The sun, here we are at 5:20 in the afternoon, and it's getting a little lower, and players having to look back into that sun, that can be pretty difficult at this point. So there is something else to consider late on this Saturday afternoon. 14-10 on the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard here at the half in Jamestown, and just one other game. And of course, the way the conference is set up, there can only be just one other game on a given Saturday afternoon in the NSAA, and it was Dickinson State all over Mayville State today, 49-14 out in Dickinson. Remind you that next Saturday, the Dakota State Trojans back at home to meet Valley City State, 3:40 next Saturday with Matt on Jammin' Country FM 103.1. The Jimmies next Saturday go to Mayville to meet Mayville State 1:30 on Jamestown 107.1. So it was at Dickinson State stopping Mayville State in the NSAA. And for our Jamestown audience, we like to let everyone know about the NSIC, since that's where the Jimmies will go next year. And how about Beach? What happened in that league today?
Well, Augustina rolled over Winona State at home 31-0. Bemidji State by the Lake beat Minot 21-9. MSU Moorhead 34-31 over Concordia St. Paul. Wayne State, they're right now the third-place team in the NSIC.
Yeah.
30-0 over UMary. And Sioux Falls 24-21 over Duluth.
Also this afternoon in Grand Forks, North Dakota over Northern Iowa. That final was 31-7. And of course, a lot of people in both states thinking about the Dakota Marker game tonight. It's in Fargo, South Dakota State and North Dakota State in the showdown of again, the two best teams in FCS.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, Montana State maybe, but pretty much it's SDSU, NDSU.
So that's our Stout halftime report. We're about to get ready for the second half. And remember, it's Jamestown to receive the second half kickoff. They once led 14-0 over Dakota State, but right now on the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard, it's Jamestown 14, Dakota State 10. Stay tuned. What should be a pretty good second half is coming up for you in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula. 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Jamestown is set to receive the second half kickoff. They just hope they can, because Carson Sauceda is going to kick with the wind again. And the last 2 he's kicked with the wind, he bombed right out of the back of the end zone. But Ray Benners and Isaiah Roebuck are waiting at their 8th. Second half kickoff brought to you by RM Stout. And this one lands 8 yards deep, and it's out of the end zone again. RM Stout is your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer in the Buffalo City.
Keep in mind, not only did Jamestown receive the kick, they're going to get the wind in the fourth quarter now. So that, and you heard Mistro talk about it. I mean, it is a factor, and I can tell you, being down there, it is a factor. It's blowing the ball around a little bit.
And he also, and I said it before you came back up here, the point about having to look back into that sun is very difficult right now. 1st and 10 Jamestown from their 25. John Graham, the quarterback. Hands off, and Hammond, broke out of one tackle across the 25 and down to the 27. It looked like Chris Geepy-Papala had him down for a loss. Caleb Dwyer finally ended the play, but that's a nice job by Zach.
Should have been a 5-yard loss, ends up being a 2-yard gain. That is a real, and you know what? That's Zach Hammond, right? I mean, that's what he's been doing the last 3 games.
We just heard the interview with him. Yeah, he doesn't talk a lot, but he lets the running do the talking for him. 2nd and 8 Jamestown from their 27. From right to left, mainly in orange with black with orange numerals and white trim. And the throw to the left is caught on a little slant. And there is Dawson Schmidt with his first catch in 3 games. It's 3 yards to the Jamestown 30, 3rd and 5.
First catch since the last time we were on this field.
Yeah.
And as, if you weren't with us in pregame, as Coach Mistro said, there's been 1 home game in the first 8 weeks of the season. That is absurd.
It's just bizarre. Well, 3rd down and 5 for Jamestown at their 30. 3 of 6 on 3rd down in the first half. 2 receivers each way. 14-10 Jamestown on the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard. Just underway 3rd quarter. Gran in the shotgun, steps back to his 22, lobs it left, and one Schumacher, and Cody, did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. At the Jamestown 48, an 18-yard gain and a first down for the junior from Harriet, South Dakota.
I think that's the best throw John Grant has made all season. He throws the corner route right on the sideline, beautifully thrown to Schumacher. Boy, if that doesn't give you confidence, I'm not sure what will.
15th catch of the year for Colton. He made 2 last week at BCSU. 1st and 10, Jamestown from their 48. Yeah, Grant really lobbed that ball well. Wasn't on a line. Hammett with the carry, and Zach is to midfield. He gained a couple. Brooks Jansen got a hand on his ankle first, and then the play finished off by Chris Geeky-Popala.
I feel like this is a big possession for a momentum standpoint. You know, right now I think DSU took the momentum into the locker room, and for the Jimmies, they have not, I think it's safe to say this, they have had no second half momentum this year.
2nd down and 8 for Jamestown at midfield by 4. 14-10, early 3rd quarter. Grand with a throw to the right, and coming up big against her, Schmidt again. 35-30 of Dakota State. 20 and taking a man with him. Caden Ang all the way to the 29-yard line, or 19-yard line on a 1st down.
That's just a 5-yard hitch that he turns into a just huge play. And this is why you want to get Dawson Schmidt involved, right? Because he can make a play like that.
That's 32 yards.
On a 5-yard hitch.
Yep.
Just incredible. Again, the boundary. Coach Mistro talked about, if they're going to plug up the middle, you've got to take the boundary.
Against the wind, Jamestown is moving at the Dakota State 18, 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the left. Powell is the motion man. Hand it to Hammond. It just barrels into people. 15-yard line. 13, 12, 11. And down amongst a bunch of Trojans, a couple of whom he just barreled over. Gain of 8.
You know, it makes sense how he gets so many yards. Once he hits you once, you do not want there to be a second time. Holy.
He hits you as hard as you can hit him.
Oh, 100%. Incredible.
Jimmie's with the opening drive of the 2nd half. Jamestown looking to increase a 14-10 lead. 2nd down and a couple needed here at the 11-yard line of Dakota State. From right to left, 3 receivers to the right. Grand, hand it, why not? Hammett up the middle, 5, big hole, touchdown Jamestown. Zach Hammett with his 2nd in as many weeks and his 3rd of the year. Hoff, Sperling, Pittenger blew open an enormous hole for him.
And then he just cut it back slightly from outside right back in. Oh, my goodness, what a beautiful drive by Jamestown. One of their best second-half drives of the entire season.
So it is Onan Peterson trying to make it 3 of 3 on extra points with Gage Delano holding and Austin Stalin snapping. Snap, good. Hold, good. Kick, good. 4 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter in the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Jamestown now leads Dakota State at home, 21-10. Back in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
7 plays, 75 yards, 4 minutes off the opening kick of the 2nd half. Zach Hammond from 11 yards. And David, how about this for your stat? Season high in points in a game for the Jimmies.
And only the 2nd touchdown they've scored all season in the 3rd quarter. They've only had 17 points now in the 3rd stanza. Onan Peterson will kick off for Jamestown. Joby Wolf, Jaquan Connors wait back inside their 15-yard line. End-over-end kick and a fair catch is called for by an up man at the 29-yard line. And that is a big lineman. That is Joseph Taylor.
Yeah, well, now on Monday at practice, he's going to look at his coaches and say, put me at tight end.
Well,
Did
right.
you see that?
That's the left guard, you know. We told you how big he is. He's 285. But he called for that fair catch, and it was really the right play to make. Kickoff they were trying to make tough to handle. It was just surprising to see Big Joseph out there going for it. 1st and 10, Dakota State from their 29. Handoff to Ortman at left guard, 30-yard line, 35. Good run. And he has about 5 or 6, maybe 7 on first down. Kyle Williams came in from the safety spot to stop him. Yeah, they're going to give him 7 yards.
Really good run right there by Ortman, because he did a Zach Hammond there. He absorbed the contact and then delivered it a little bit.
Excuse me, they give him 6 yards. The original line of scrimmage was the 30. So now it's 2nd down and 4. Carry the 1. And I'm supposed to be good at math. 2 receivers to the right and a wing to the left. I can't make that excuse. Ortman around left end. 40, that's a first down, and he's all the way down to his 44-yard line. And they're going to run by Tice, and that is 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, right?
Actually, it might be 7.
See?
No, it is 8. It is 8. You're good.
They'll give him 7 to the 43.
Between our Texas-raised eyes and our Texas-raised math, oh boy, are you in for a ride, folks.
My 58-year, 10-month-old eyes sometimes deceive me. It is 1st and 10 for Dakota State from their 43. Down 21-10 to Jamestown, 9:50 in the 3rd. Austin Lake's the man in motion. Fake to Iverson, the running back. Donovan throws down the left side. Going for Lake, and it's incomplete. He almost was able to catch it, but they say he trapped it. He was in double coverage.
I think he lost it in the sun.
I think you're right.
I think that's exactly what happened on that play, what Coach Mistro was talking about, what you talked about a moment ago. I think he looked back directly into the sun. And look, that sun is beaming down. There's no amount of eye black that's going to take care of that sun.
2nd down and 10 for Dakota State from their 43. 2 receivers each way. Preston Iverson's the man in the backfield. And he takes the handoff from Donovan, 45-yard line at left guard, 49-yard line, so there's 6. Good run. Good play, too, by Ray Benners to stop him for Jamestown.
So here you have a 3rd down. I think this is really important for Dakota State. You're down by 11. The ball's right around midfield. You might be looking at 4-down territory. Because what's the point of punting it through the end zone and netting, 30 yards?
Malik Ford, Austin Lake, Tyson Grindy, all wide to the right. 3rd down from their 49. No, they just hand off, and there's not much at all up the middle. It's going to be short of the 1st down. It's to the Jamestown 48 for Preston Iverson, brought in by David Diaz Jr.
But that tells you they're going.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
With running it on that play, yeah.
Especially on 4th and 1. I mean, your offensive line has done a good enough job where you feel like you should be able to get this.
And they have Ortman back in the game, and they certainly feel he can gain this yard. 4th and 1 at the Jamestown 48 for DSU, and they do hand Ortman at left guard, and he does have it. In fact, moves his way forward to the Jimmie's 45. 1st down for the Dakota State Trojans. Daniel Erlitzson from that front 3 for Jamestown stopped him, but, Dakota State moves the sticks.
They did a good job up front, the Jimmies did defensively, but when it's 4th and 1, that's really tough.
1st and 10 now for Dakota State at the Jamestown 45. 21-10 Jamestown leading on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard with 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Thank you for joining us in the Dakotas this afternoon in Madison and Jamestown and environs and online too. Iverson is in motion. Play fake to him by Donovan. Big trouble for him, and he just has to throw the ball away. It was still nearly caught by Jerquan Connors, but there were 2 Jimmies all over him. Tyler Dean was back there. He was one of them.
And he was held. I'm just going to come right out and say it. He was held by the right tackle, Uziel Ruiz, and it happened right in front of the official. Usually you can get away with that.
What have I said to you before? It's not holding if you don't call it.
That's right. That's right.
2nd and 10 Dakota State. Jamestown's 45. We have seen some missed holdings. That's why we say that this year. A lot of them. Donovan sends Iverson in motion and hands it to him on the sweep. Tries to cut up 45, 40 left sideline, 35 of Jamestown, and up for the 1st down as he's out of bounds in front of the DSU bench by Ray Benners at the 34.
Well, he makes David Diaz Jr. miss right at the line of scrimmage, and then he gets that 1st down. That's a real nice run by Preston Iverson.
Young man from Hot Springs in a nice area of South Dakota in the western part of the state.
Good football out there, too.
Yeah, the last few years it certainly has been. First and 10, Dakota State. Jamestown's 34. 21-10 Jamestown, 7:15 in the third on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Austin Lake is in motion from right to left. Two receivers right. Donovan looking that way and throws. Caught by Connors. The man from St. Louis makes the catch at the 21-yard line of Jamestown. That's where he's brought down. First down.
You are not going to believe this, but, well, he got open thanks to a screen from the umpire.
Oh.
And poor Mason Parker didn't want to run the umpire over, but also probably had the thought of, really, man, you're in the wrong spot.
Nothing you can do about that. 13-yard gain, first and 10, Dakota State. Jamestown's 21. Good drive here for the Trojans. Again, they're going with the wind in this third quarter, and they keep it on the ground and hand it to Iverson, but pursued from behind by Jed Rance, held into a very minimal gain, if any.
And Rance, as David told you, tied for first in the league, tied for 12th in the country in tackles coming in.
He gained an inch. Second down and 10's what it is.
He gained the hair on a bald man's head.
Aha! I know about that. Terquan Connors is wide to the left. Austin Lake in a slot. Wide to the right is Malik Ford. I don't mind ball jokes. It just happens, folks, to some people. Second down and 10. Jamestown's 21. Iverson in motion. Fake into him. Good play fake again. Now Donovan throws on the right side. Lake caught and then hit hard. But it's at the 6-yard line of Jamestown. First and goal by Parker Chafee.
That was a heck of a throw because there's 3 Jimmies right around him. And you know what I like about this freshman? Maybe he's too young to care. A.J. Donovan has no fear. He does not care if you've got defenders there. If he's decided the ball's going there, guess what? The ball's going there.
14-yard gain. Donovan. Well, now he's 11 of 21. 125 yards. He's not had a bad game at all after a bit of a rough start. He's really gotten better. At the 7-yard line of Jamestown, first and goal for Dakota State. Hand to Preston Iverson. Right guard to the 5, to the 2. He is down near the goal line, a little short, but a good run by Preston. Jet Rance stopped him.
Really good drive. Easily their best of the day, I think, for Dakota State. And that tells you that Coach Anderson has made some good adjustments at halftime because they've come out looking very sharp.
Second and goal to Jamestown 1 after the 6-yard run. Grindy is to the right along with Malik Ford. Preston Iverson in the backfield beside A.J. Donovan. Wing to the right. Grindy is sent in motion to the left, and they hand it to Iverson at right guard. No, sir! Stopped at the 1 and brought back by Ezra Bellengary, the Jamestown linebacker, with a superb play. And now a Dakota State player is still down.
You know how you try to use motion to confuse the defense? All that motion did was let Ezra get in there untouched.
In fact, it's a yard loss back to the 2, pardon me. That's Uziel Ruiz, and that is it's Tyler Jetland, I should say. That is the left tackle, and that's the big 305-pound junior from Emory, South Dakota, the Northern State transfer, and he's now walking off the field, so that's good.
So third down, I think they are definitely in 4-down territory, and quite frankly, I'd be surprised if Preston Iverson doesn't get the ball again.
When he's been in there today, he's been effective. 10 carries, 46 yards.
Looks like Ortman is in. Yep, looks like Ortman is in the backfield.
And Brandon Jetland has taken Tyler Jetland's spot at left tackle. Tyler has to come out for at least one play. Third down and goal. It's at the Jamestown 2. 4:18 in the third. 21-10 Jamestown leading Dakota State. A.J. Donovan. He is back to throw. Throws left. Ortman, nice catch, but then brought down by 2 Jimmies at the 3. Kyle Williams and Ray Benners were on Ortman immediately like a bug on you-know-what.
And this is the right decision. Coach Anderson sends out his kick team. You cut this to a 1-score game here because you're still in the third quarter. You don't want to go for this and fail.
Carson Sauceda will try a 20-yarder from the left hash out of Austin Lake's hold, and Brandon Locker's snap to try to cut that Jamestown lead to 8. Snap is right there. The hold is right there. The kick is right down the middle. 3:34 left in the third quarter in the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard and Now it is Jamestown 21, Dakota State 13. Back with you in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Looking for one of the best ATVs on the planet? Then check out Honda 4Trax Foreman. There are 3 models to choose from, and they all offer strong swing-arm rear suspension that is perfect for hard work or towing. They all feature strong front and rear racks, plus a handy utility box for storage. So head to Gun & Reel Sports in 1st Street West, downtown Jamestown, and check out the new Honda Foreman. For riders 16 and older, Honda recommends all ATV riders take training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
There goes time of possession. 14 plays, 67 yards. It ends in a 20-yard field goal for Carson Sauceda. Jimmie's 21, Dakota State 13 with 3:34 to go in the third quarter. I mean, you give up all that time of possession, but you don't give up a touchdown. I guess you take that trade?
I think Jamestown does at this point, considering all that's gone wrong for them this year. Carson Sauceda, let's see if he booms another one through the end zone. No, this is playable for Isaiah Roebuck. 5, 10, left side 20, 25, cuts back up. Well, he is to the 30 and still taking people with him. He's all the way down to his 36-yard line. That's one of Isaiah's better returns of the year, 31 yards. And a little bit of tugging going on here before that.
Dakota State is convinced that he fumbled the football.
Yeah, they're thinking that on the sideline, but the official says no, it's Jamestown football. Yeah, you're right. There were about 9 white and blue clad Trojans saying our ball, our ball. The official begged to differ. Really? This is the best played game we've seen this year.
It really is, especially from the UJ perspective.
1st and 10, Jamestown from their 36 against the wind. Let's see if they keep it on the ground here. Carlos Julian is in the backfield beside John Grant, and Julian takes it and slipped a little bit. He did come forward for a couple to the 38. Easy tackle there for Colin Brueggemann, but Carlos slipped or he might have gone a while.
Yeah, there was quite a crease there, it looked like, and it looked like he saw it late and he was trying to cut back when he slipped.
2nd down and 8 for Jamestown from their 38. For the Jimmies next Saturday, Mayville State on the road, 1:30 on Jamestown 107.1. Dakota State's at home next Saturday for VCSU at Brian Kern Family Stadium, 3:40 on Jammin' Country FM 103.1. 2nd and 8 for Jamestown from their 38, and they hand to Julian again. Jukes and jives, tries to cut up through left guard and may have made it to the 40, but absolutely no more. Gabe Chambliss from Pasadena, Texas, from Dobie High School, the junior, led the charge for DSU.
And for Jimmie's fans, if you see David in Mayville next week, get this man his favorite drink, please, because he's going to be coming all the way from Watford City on one end of the state, all the way to Mayville on the other end of the state. So get this guy a Diet Coke, please.
That's nice of you to say. Jamestown Blue Jays at Watford City on Jamestown 107.1. Friday night, 6:30. And they are in the playoffs despite losing the other night here to Minot North. 3rd and 7 for Jamestown from their 39-yard line. John Grant at his 31 takes the snap, pocket breaks down. John's going to run outside the left hash at the 40, 42, down at the 43. Slung down there by Casey Cawley, the sophomore from another Texan from Arlington, Texas. And he is a transfer from Midwestern State University.
I will never not get a kick out of that a kid from Arlington, Texas can go to Mansfield Timberview.
Born in Arlington, I think is what that means.
I think that's what that means, yeah.
Mansfield Timberview, that's in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, too. Brooks Butt will punt. All John Grant could do there to run. Protection there for Butt, and Wolf is going to let this one bounce, but it takes a little bit of a Dakota State bounce. And Jamestown will down it at their 29-yard line. That is a 39-yard punt. 1:11 left in the third. Jamestown 21, Dakota State 13. A good football game this afternoon on the Gun & Reel Sports Scoreboard.
Next couple Saturdays, David will be flying it solo. I'm excited to listen, but I'm also sad that I'm going to be missing out with high school playoffs going on.
And we are not too far from basketball either.
Oh, my.
In fact, a week from tomorrow is our first Jimmie basketball broadcast. Their second of their 2 exhibitions with Brandon University for Thad Sankey's team. 12:30 a week from tomorrow at Harold Newman Arena in Jamestown 107.1. Well, Dakota State down 8 and with the win, first and 10 from their 29, handed to Ortman, tries to spin in the backfield, but 2 Jimmies are waiting for him at the line of scrimmage. Held to no gain. Ty Mansfield was in there first.
I do wonder, well, I don't guess they're going to get too aggressive, but their final minute with the wind, I just wondered if maybe they would take a shot downfield.
Well, if they didn't do it on the last play, you wouldn't think they'd do it on this play either, and they do bring in Preston Iverson. Second down and 10 at their 29 for Dakota State, down to 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. And in motion, Malik Ford from left to right. Oh, here they will throw, and it's down the middle for Grindy.
Wow.
40. Oh, and dropped immediately. Damian Otero laid the lumber to him. That's a superb play, and it should be the last of the third quarter.
That's called getting popped. Oh, my goodness, what a hit.
The fifth-year senior from Murrieta, California, with a good stop. 5 seconds. And they're not going to snap it here. The next play will be in the fourth quarter. Jamestown trying to win for the first time in just over a year. They're trying to stop an 11-game losing streak, and they take the lead at home into the fourth quarter. After 3 on the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard, Jamestown 21, Dakota State 13. The fourth quarter in 30 seconds on Jammin' Country FM 103.1 and Jamestown 107.1.
Johnny B's Brick House, famous. Carry out, call 952-86.